I'm going to be sharing with you why lawn mowing specifically, is a horrible business to be in. So, a friend of mine recently asked me and reached out to me and said, Will, you're starting the second location in your lawn care journey. Now, why are you not only allowing mowing customers to sign up for your new location? If the goal is to grow your business, then why not take on mowing customers? And the real simple answer is because mowing is a horrible business to be in. Now, let me explain why I think that. And hopefully, by the end of this video, I'm going to share with you how to fix the problem with mowing being a horrible business to be in. So, in the beginning days, obviously, the way that I got started when I was 16 years old was used my dad's push mower and just started going around putting flyers out, and I got a couple customers. And as fortunate as that scenario is, because it got me started, it's also a double-edged sword, because just like I got started very simple and easily when I was younger, getting started in that nature, everybody else has that same opportunity to do the same. So what that forces is there's a very low barrier to entry on the lawn mowing side of the lawn care business. It's a very easy to get started. You don't need a lot of capital. And what that does is it drives up competition. There are a lot of people with, we call them chucking a trucks, that don't have any logos on their truck. And weekend warriors, they can just start mowing lawns for money. And so, unfortunately, if you're building a mowing business, that's what you're competing with, is people that are doing the very cheap pricing. And it's very hard. It can be very difficult to differentiate yourself from the Joe Schmo in a truck who just picked up a mower last weekend to get started. All right. So, number two is cheap pricing, which I already a little bit touched on, but you are dealing with people that are not professional business owners. I would say over 75% of the competition that you deal with when you're mowing are people that are unprofessional weekend warriors that do this on the side as a side hustle. So, if they aren't as an expert as you or I in the business, guess what? Their pricing is not going to be locked in. They're probably not going to have employees, which means their overhead is going to be extremely low. They're probably just running it out of their house. And that's what you're competing with, is the guy that charges $19 lawn cuts. That's what I started with when I started. I still remember putting out flyers, $19 lawn cuts. That is what I started with. So that's what you're competing with. All right. Number three, why I think mowing is a horrible business. It is extremely physically demanding. When you compare this to other, types of businesses, this is a very blue collared type business. And it's, in today's age, very difficult because everybody has everything at their fingertips. I mean, nowadays you have Uber Eats that just delivers food to your doorstep. Like, people are lazy. We live in the information age. Everything is at the like, you can literally make money on your phone. Why would somebody want to go and push lawnmowers all day in the heat for not a lot of money? Like, so from the labor portion, whether it's you mowing or you need employees if you want to grow your business to something that's actually like sellable or obtainable and achievable, that you're making profits off of, where you don't have to be there every day, it's very difficult. All right. Very, very difficult. So those are basically why I believe the mowing business is a horrible business to, number one, get started in, and number two, grow a long-term career big business, multiple locations, whatever your goals are in life, whether you want to build an asset and hand it to your kids, whatever. Like, now, how do we take this type of business and turn it around into something that is useful and achievable and something that we can work with? Because I hear a lot from colleagues that are in the same industry as me is that, well, they say, mowing is the gateway, right? We get them in the door with the mowing service, and then we upsell them maybe landscaping services or paver patios or something else down the road, power washing, whatever it is. And the reason why I don't like this is because if you go that route, a lot of the times they're doing it and they're either breaking even on it or they're actually losing money on the mowing side of it in order to make those profits up in an additional service that they're going to sell the customer. If you're doing mowing in that aspect, I would say cut it or get rid of it and focus on the thing that makes you money. Now, I believe that there is a piece of the puzzle that you can utilize the lawn mowing service to your advantage, but it does require you to make profits on that service. The only time I would tell you is that mowing is okay to do and okay to build is if you're actually making profit on that service. Do not be mowing lawns if you're not making profit. Okay. I see too many businesses out there that just use it as a gateway to get started. You got to know your worth and you got to know your numbers. All right. So if you utilize mowing as a profitable service, that is good. I'd say that's okay. Like we can build off of that. All right. So I'll explain to you kind of what we do and how we utilize the mowing service in our business. Because like I said, I had a friend recently ask me, he said, "Will, you're starting your second location. You've got one that's already successful doing, 800, 900,000 a year. Like, why not just offer just mowing services at the second one and just ramp that thing up very, very quickly?" And it was a good question. I'm like, it really makes you think about things. And I simply told him that mowing, why would I want to grow my top line revenue by 100, 200, $300,000 to basically break even, right? Or go under while also dealing with additional headaches of having to hire a lot more people and things of that nature. So instead, what we do at our business is we do offer mowing services that are profitable. We do make profits on our mowing services. Now, profits, maybe 5, 10%, maybe 12% on the higher end. However, for all of our customers, we do not take on mow only customers. Why? Because we want to upsell an additional service like fertilization and weed control or something else. Maybe it's a bush trimming or de-weeding of flower beds. So that way we can actually make better profits. I don't want the low hanging fruit. Mowing is a low hanging fruit. I am willing to service you for the low hanging fruit as long as you also sign up for our fertilizing and weed control services. So at our company, because we're a military company, we focus on giving better quality to our customer. Our goal here, our motto, I should say, is we want you to have the best looking lawn on the block. How do we do that? Through both our mowing and weed control services. That is how we have found to get our lawns the healthiest that they can actually be, reducing the amount of weeds in the lawn, fertilizing the lawn, giving it the nutrients it needs to thrive and get nice and green. That is our goal. And when we put our yard sign out in the front lawn of the customer's property, it represents our quality of work. So why would I want the low hanging fruit of just a mow only customer that has a ton of weeds in the yard, that doesn't pick up their dog waste because they don't care, don't pick up the hose in the lawn? When you try to upsell them for a bush trimming or de-weeding of flower beds, they don't want it anyway because they're cheap customer that just wants the cheap price. That's not the type of clientele or profile that we want for our customers. And so that's why we require all of our mowing customers to have fertilizing and weed control service as well. What this also does from a pure building of business standpoint is we now have less customers to manage, which means less emails, less calls, less signups, less cancellations, less admin work that we now have to do, because we can ideally build a business with half the amount of customers than you would need instead of doing mow only customers. Because the mow only customers, like we already talked about, they're the ones that typically don't want their bushes trimmed because they're trying to save a penny and they want that cheaper cost. So we can do more with less is basically where I'm getting with that. All right. So that's pretty much why we do that. It wasn't always like this. This is something that I learned in my second year of business, that I learned from a different business owner. And I really like the aspect of the model, because on the weed control side, it's not uncommon to make 30, 40% profits. 35% profit on fertilizing and weed control is very doable. And what's even more crazier is you can do it with way less employees. Like one guy in a spray truck can pull in about $200,000 to $250,000 in revenue a year. One spray tech having a full route can do $250,000 a year. If we're talking mowing now, it said, all right, now if one spray tech can do $250,000, what if I just did only mowing? How many employees would I need to get to $250,000? How many customers would I need to get to $250,000? And so now you can start to see, oh my goodness, I might need 3, 4, maybe even 5 employees, depending on the season and if they're part-time or full-time or not, to actually achieve the revenue goal that you want to hit. And that's what I did in my mind. I'm like, hey, if we want to build $1 million business, if I only offered mowing, it would take me a lot of employees to get to $1 million. What if I just did weed control and fertilizing? Wow, all of a sudden I can get there in a quarter of the labor. And so now at our business, obviously we have a hybrid. I do believe there is a component of the mowing side. Here's why I like having the mowing service, because it's a must and a need. Like, regardless, the grass is going to grow and it needs to be cut. So in downturns in economy, guess what? You need mowing. Whereas the weed control side is a little bit less likely to follow those swings in an economy, right? If people are trying to save pennies and save their dollars because money's tight and the economy's not doing well, they're more likely to cancel the weed control service. But when you require mowing and weed control for all of our customers, this is what separates us. This is why we're different. This is why we're better than our competitors. It portrays in their brain why we are the quality company around. And so this is why I believe that mowing is a not good business. All right. So how do you fix this for your business? It's very simple. If you are offering mowing services right now, that's okay. Number one, make sure that it is profitable. That is your number one big concern. If you're doing mowing and it is not profitable, you need to cut it out and get rid of it. Or you need to fix it. You need to dig into your numbers. You need to figure out how long each job takes you. And you need to dial in your numbers and know your numbers, so that way you know what the score is for your business, and making sure that it is actually a profitable service for your mowing business. Once you have achieved that, what I would recommend doing is upselling your customers into an additional service. All right. Like bush trimming, de-weeding, mulch, paver patios, fertilizing and weed control. The reason why I like fertilizing and weed control is because it's literally hand in hand. They go so easy together. Guys, when I have these customers on the phone and they're like they call me and they're like, "Hey, I need mowing service." It's like, "Great. We offer this service. However, let me tell you why we're better and different than every other company. We require both of those services and it's such an easy upsell. Why? Their concern is the lawn, making sure a lot of our customers are in HOAs, or if your customers aren't in HOAs, you, I'm sure, have good sides of the neighborhood that have great customers over there. And newsflash, that's where you want to be with your mowing company. So that way you can upsell them to other additional services. And so if you are in an area that has HOAs or that has a higher end, like medium or the higher end type of clientele, I would highly, highly recommend in like allowing or forcing them to be on your fertilizing and weed control. The type of customers that you are going to get are going to make you 2 to 3 times more money than the mow only customers that want the cheapest price. I promise you. I have done the math. You need literally a third to half of the customers that you would need if they're actually the good customers that you actually want. These are the ones that actually pay their bills on time. These are the ones that actually pick up their dog waste, that actually care about their lawn and wanted to make look good. So why focus on the low barrier bottom end type of customer when you can focus on that middle class, which is majority of them, that you can pull up, that actually semi decently care about their lawn, and the higher end that literally you go out and quote them a $600-700 mulch job, they accept it immediately, right? These are the type of customers that we focus on because it will make your business way more profitable. Now, if you guys are interested in learning more about the fertilizing and weed control side portion of the business, I do have a training course. It's called the Applicator Training Course. It's in the description below on this video. Feel free to go ahead and check it out. I've had a couple people go through it and they have actually reached out to me individually and was like, "Will, this content in here was phenomenal. And for the value that you have this course listed as, I got so much more great value in return." So if you are interested in uh, adding fertilizing and weed control services to your reservoir of services that you offer, again, this is a 30 to 35, even 40% profit margin type service. That's such an easy upsell to your customers that already want mowing. And the good ones, guys, those like B to A customers. So you got your A customer, you got your B customer, and C customer. C customer is going to be like that low bottom barrier. They don't care about anything. They don't really care about the quality, except all they care about is the price. That's not what we're servicing for. We are looking at the B customers that like typically call you about mowing, but then you're like, "Hey, by the way, you need our weed control service as well to get on with our company, but we'll be there every day. We're reliable and all that stuff." Those are the ones that a lot of them will convert over. That's your clientele you're looking for. And then those A players that it doesn't matter what price it is, they're going to sign up. Why? Because these are working class people that are always on the go and they just want to make sure that somebody's there all the time to do their services. The A and B customers are what you are wanting. I'm telling you, your life as a business owner will get better if you focus on those better customers instead of focusing on the bottom of the barrel. So, yeah, if you guys want to learn more about that, definitely check out in the description the training course, Applicator Training Course. I put that together for you guys, and I think it will be very valuable for you. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that like button, and we'll see you in the next video.